You know what I mean?
Oh, Andrew.
It's usually bigger ones, isn't it? It is usually bigger ones that like pass your bait.
Size of them.
Jay, lad, is this your new favourite? Look at you.
Look, that's £4. Easy. Them last two have gone £8.
Like, absolutely ridiculous. Right. Hello, you lovely lot, and welcome to the beautiful Cudmore Fisheries on my favouriteest lake in the whole wide world at the minute, Jay, lad.
But
Panama.
Well, on your lake. That's your favourite lake over there.
Oh, yeah, well, well, they're both my favourite lakes in the whole wide world, but this one is just ridiculous. So, it is my turn on the box today, finally, doing an instructional on F1.
Instructional match plan, innit? That's sort of series that we've done. Where have we done so far?
We've done
Western Pools.
Western, and on there, on my lake.
Silver's Lake on there.
Yeah, we did the Silver's one on there.
Yeah, we've done that, yeah. So now we're on nice sunny. It's thinking
sunny,
about getting warm, innit?
It's flipping freezing still, Jay.
It is, but I always think now, from sometime in March to sometime in May.
Do you know what? I was going to say early March, late Feb.
F1 time, innit?
When they rock up and start feeding, that's it. It doesn't matter how cold it goes, ice, whatever, they're eating, aren't they?
F1's eat. Carp don't. Carp are absolute wallies until
Carp are still. I mean,
June.
this lake in particular is pretty much was a carp lake, but now there's lots of F1s in. It's like
this is turning into a right Andy May peg now. Wind blowing in and everything.
Oh, get ready.
It's looking beautiful, isn't it?
So, obviously, with it being a match plan, it's where you start off your match and what I'm going to be doing when I'm starting off to open up another swim. And in this case, you can't beat shallow, folks. This time of year.
That's what it's about, isn't it? F1, Snake Lakey, short, shallowy.
Keeping everything sort of
keeping
like
it close,
under wraps and close so you can just maximise, as many fish going into your net as possible.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm going to talk about, cover. There's lots of cover on here, certainly across, and we've got a lovely depth. Now, that'll come into it, obviously some, but we can go through that as and when we go in. But starting off wise, it's literally going to be there, hardly feeding anything. A little bit of meat. Meat seems to be, there's a big trend for meat at the minute, isn't there?
They like it now, don't they? Seem to like it, again, March until May, me, for F1s.
Yeah.
Never makes sense. I never like it, but it's right.
It is.
Tunnel barn, partridge, where you can use it, Heronbrook.
It's weird, isn't it? You put like a hard pellet on, like an expander on. It's not the same, is it?
For a little
meat
period,
sits there
like
and you just get them nice, proper positive bites. But
yes.
Don't be laughing at me, folks, when I feed. I'm not good at feeding with my left hand. I might get a J-lad to feed for me.
You'll be all right.
But it's all about, the bait going in and obviously where we're priming for next, which, as I say, in this case, is going to be shallow and we're going to extract lots and lots. So.
Yeah, many fish. That's what we're going for, yeah. A nice standard, short.
Yep.
Because today, you've chose your shallow line today. No, we won't talk about it, but it's going to be short.
Yeah, Mum.
For reasons that you will explain when you're going to go on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and all the rest of your fishing's here, and you're going to choose where you've picked and why. Keep this nice and simple and have a nice rotated day, aren't you?
Yes, definitely.
Catching big swans.
Oh, get ready. I think we need to go and catch some fishies. Move the cameras around, Richard. Let's go and catch some fishies.
Yeah, like that.
Right then, folks, we are ready. So, starting off wise, where am I going to start off? I'm going to start off on a top kit. Top kit with just a little bit of meat. I'm really going to feed sparing with that meat. I think I've certainly done it in the past, Jay, lad. I've just gone in, loads of bit of meat like that, chucked it in, and that's it, just waiting ages for a bite. You just ruined it in one, potentially.
Yeah.
Why
have you chosen your top kit and not a bit further? What are you looking at, slopey, flat-wise? Or bottom-wise?
It's bottom, so obviously on here, I mean, that's the thing, plumbing up-wise, folks, yeah? Make sure, obviously, you're not on the sill. Now, where I am on a top kit there, most venues, in fact, near enough every venue I can think of, you're going to be on that hard ground there, you know what I mean? You don't want to be on silt on this. You don't want that bottom erupting and that, when the fish start having it. You just want it nice and clean, and I'm only going to be putting 2 bits of meat in. I don't want it to interfere with where I'm going to be feeding for shallow, which in this instance, today, and where I want to be on these kind of venues, these little snake lakes, is right down the middle. The deepest bit of water, I think, has the most potential. Now, having said that,
Talk about that. Talk about all the where you've chosen shallow when we do shallow.
Yeah, when we do shallow. So
there's lots of that.
Yeah.
This meat line, why you've chosen there and not your edge or things like that. Because that's another place you'd often start, isn't it? With this method of feeding shallow to be your main line.
Yeah.
Sometimes you start there. Sometimes you start there.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? What dictates? What for you is what dictates?
The thing for me why I want to go right in front of me is so purposely I can keep an eye and feed right for what's going on in front of me. If I'm at a bit of a
feeding.
Yeah, if I'm a bit of a funny angle like that and try and feeding across my body, yeah, I can still feed that way, but I'm taking my eye off my float.
Awkward.
You know what I mean? It's just a bit awkward. Where if I'm like that, I can obviously keep an eye on my float there and carry on feeding. Yes, I'm always that. It's sort of like in my periphery all the time.
My mate Steve Openshaw does that. And he likes starting like partridge and them, he likes starting in the edge.
Yeah.
He'll only ever start, no matter what, always starts to his right. Because he can't feed the other way.
Oh, so he's like
I'm sure it's to his right. He can feed if he's doing that. Whereas if you're that way, like you say, you make it awkward, don't you? Going across yourself.
It's not as awkward. I know we're going off. Well, we're not going off topic. It's relevant, isn't it? It's more awkward with a catapult that way, and I suppose it's easier with a catapult that way.
Yeah.
But obviously, the likes of here, where you can just loose feed it by hand. I will touch upon catapults later on, but loose feed it by hand, it's so much easier. It's so much sort of natural, just being right in front of you, and that's what I'm looking for. But it's obviously it's the bottom as well. That slope comes into it a lot. And here, for instance, we've got what have we got? 4.5 foot. It's pretty deep actually on the top kit. Yeah,
deep,
4.5 foot. Just standard rig. Got 412s F1 maggot, and it's just shotted with number 9s. Just number 9 through the rig, 4-inch up length, 0.18 to 0.12. Dead simple. 16s up.
Nice type of rig. So why have you chosen top kit today instead of starting in the edge? Why haven't you gone in the edge?
Simply because of
how deep it is, or
depth-wise, and with the edge the way it is, Jay, that could be potentially where I want to fish shallow as well.
Yeah,
and
so we've got that on here, haven't we? Is really deep edges with cover.
Now, obviously, it's gone a bit overcast now, folks. It was like really bright before, and you've just got to keep an eye on that. I don't think when there's a lot of fish starting off wise, you know, when you're first starting off, you will have a run shallow, even if that sun's out. But towards like mid part of the match and towards the end, 100% them fish will go to cover. So that's when you need to exploit the cover that you've got. As long as you've got depth, and I'm going to say 3 foot plus.
Underneath the cover?
Underneath the cover.
I like that.
3 foot
Which
plus.
is what the edges are in.
It's like 4 foot across there, you know, and it's sort of like, oh my day, look at there, I'm not even fed over there. And it's sort of like we've got 3.5, 4 foot down the edges. So that's why I'm not starting off in the edges, but more importantly for me, I'm in line with where I want to feed shallow, and that's why I want to do it.
Go on, catch me fish.
So, single piece of meat on.
What have you got, 6mm meat?
6mm meat, yeah. Cube that up, single piece of meat. And now I've not got a back shot on this rig. I know we always talk about back shots. The reason I don't have back shot on this rig is that when I'm feeding, you tend to sort of like, you can drop your pole a little bit, and then obviously your float's going under the water kind of thing. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't. That was shocking. There we go. There we go.
That. Keep throwing till it's right.
See, instantly, I'm gonna. That's what.
Just feed 2 pieces, but you keep on
2 pieces.
There we go. I've had 2.
I could feed like 30 pieces until I get 2 pieces exactly where I want to be. It's just shocking, my feeding, folks.
But that's the same. We all do that, don't we?
We do.
We think the bad feeds are irrelevant, don't we? We just think, oh yeah, fed bang on. The 6 before it weren't, but they don't matter. They didn't exist.
See, it's that little sign then. I mean, the best thing about meat bites and hard pellet bites is the bites that you get are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
You ignore all them little slow ones like that.
Yes.
We're just waiting for that float to go thunk like that. Now, obviously, feeding wise, I don't want to put loads of bait in, you know, if there's not loads of fish there. Obviously, we've had an indication already, so we know there's fish there. So I could potentially put a little bit more meat in. But I basically want to wait for a bite, 2 or 3 minutes, and then throw another 2 pieces in.
Yeah,
when I've hooked one, I'll throw some pieces in as well. Now, you can see, obviously, that float's just gone past my pole tip a little bit there, so I'm just going to bring that back a little bit. I do like to lift and drop with meat, Jay, as well. Being a light bait, I like how it flutters back. No, I know, mate. You know what I'm like for lifting and dropping. Now, anyway, I'm getting out of like why I'm fishing here, and I'm not even started opening up my shallow swim yet.
No, we'll do that in a minute. Let's focus on this. You would have now, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'd literally, I'd be picking 15 and 20 magpies up, all casters, all pellets. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'd be loose feeding right in front of me, and that's why I like to fish straight in front of me like that.
Because you're looking for potentially such a big weight.
Yeah.
It's not the occasion where you need to just start short.
No.
And concentrate the fish there, is it?
No.
You're only looking to really catch 3 or 4 on a normal day on this short line to begin with.
Yeah, and
maybe
do you know what else has changed for me as well? I'm going to feed again. Get ready.
Like that.
Here we go. Do you know what else has changed for me over the years? I'd say the last few years. No matter what, even if it was swirling after 5 or 10 minutes out there on my shallow line, I'd leave it an hour.
What, back in the day?
Back in the day, I'd leave it an hour, like get them right confident. Yeah. But now, as soon as I see them swirl, thump, I'm straight on it.
It is, isn't it?
You've got to, because if you don't, someone else is, and they're like, however, 15, 20, 30 fish in front of you already.
Yeah, your first spell is so often, your first and your last spells are your best.
Yeah,
quite
definitely.
often, aren't they, on your shallow line?
100%, absolutely 100%.
Normally are.
But that's what I'll be
doing.
doing.
Not a lot happening here, is there?
No, but that I don't mind that, because obviously in the top kit as well, you can be looking around and see what other people are doing, you know, obviously. But the main thing is priming this shallow swim for out there. And that's why I don't like to put... Oh, J-Lad! I don't know if it was that a proper bite?
No, I don't like that.
It wasn't a proper bite, that was
a liner.
It was a liner. But it's such a quick way of fishing, you know what I mean?
Do you know what my biggest tip is? That I'm contradicting and I'm lying in the massivest way possible, because I can't do it either. I do what you just did. And the thing is with meat bites, it's about just lifting really gently at the bite, isn't it? It's so important.
I can't do that.
It's nigh on impossible, isn't it? Because the bites are so good,
yeah,
it makes you give it the big one.
You just want to give it a big one.
But it's massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
So just lift and put it back in.
Because obviously it's like an expander, innit? It's so soft.
It's even softer, isn't it?
Your hook comes straight through it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I can't even do it. I'd say that was a line of that.
I was having a line of that.
Was a line of
that was very well behaved for you, that. I was very proud of you.
Normally I'll be giving it a big one, folks. But this is it. Oh, look at that. What's that? Is that carp?
Yeah.
Carp. This is exactly what you'd expect, though, isn't it? You know what I mean? Hey, up. Is he on? He was on there, money on the drop. Just lift that out a little bit. Yeah, this is exactly what you'd expect. You know, obviously match conditions. Certain conditions are like this.
Yeah.
It's not going to be fast and furious there. You're just going to put a few fish in your net, which is what you want.
Yeah.
Whilst you're priming your other swim up.
Yeah. It's about not... The current trend, isn't it, is not going across. Like, you're doing this. Back in the day, we'd have gone across and fed the shell line.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's about keeping all your fish concentrated, isn't it? Making them come to you.
Yeah.
Because once you feed over there, that's where they stay.
Yeah,
they're happy over there, aren't they?
Yeah, mate, 100%.
So instead, by not feeding over there, you're making your fish come to you, sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely. That's why everything's shorter before you can potentially chase them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more when we get shallow fishing, can't we?
Yeah.
Like
talk about when we would go over, just in case.
But I mean, I keep mentioning it, but the reason I don't have a back shot on there, because when I'm feeding, I don't want my pole to go down and simply float. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just wobbly bob.
When I'm feeding like that there. And the wind shouldn't be a problem there anyway. Obviously, if it is, then you put one on, but it shouldn't be a problem.
No, it's settling.
Look at that feeding. But I'd still be, if that were me, that was far, I don't know. That was far up, that.
That was as soon as you fed, but it wasn't up off the bottom, that. It was close to the bottom, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We'll get one in a minute.
Come on. Go on, the fishies. Hey up, he's on.
I like that. That'll be on. That'll be on. That literally as it was going in.
Yeah. So I think they're going to be. I think there's going to be one or two shallow then, isn't there?
We got a weed.
Go on, but it's fish like that. You know what I mean?
Ones, them, aren't they?
They are proper ones. Get the weed out of the way. Oh, he's twisting himself and everything. He has nailed it. Look at that. Proper nailed it. Well, that's what you can expect. You know, decent sort of couple of pound, 2.5 pound F1s.
That is a big thing with meat, innit? It does. The stockies don't like it as much, do they?
Do you know what like it? What I caught loads of fish on recently on meat? Perch.
Have you?
I caught loads of blooming perch on meat. I'm going to catch one more there.
Doesn't it?
I want a nice meat bite on the bottom, but I don't think they want to be on the bottom.
I think you get one now. Feels like there's one there.
On the bottom. Right, come on. So another 2 pieces of meat over the top. Not going nuts. Yeah, look at that now.
Beautiful, that, Andrew.
It's so weird feeding 2 pieces of meat though, Jay lad.
Mm.
And then obviously while we're doing that, you see I'm not taking my eye off that. Nah, I want a bite. Why did I strike? It's too mid. What
about your timing of your feed? Like, I know that last time we fed over the top of your float.
Yeah.
Would you try and not, once you get into a bit of a rhythm and you hook one,
yeah,
would you try and get into that where you hook one, feed, and then don't feed
it
again? I think that's massive with meat, mate.
Yeah,
because
it's falling so slow.
Floaty bait, innit?
Yeah,
slow,
definitely.
Wafty about bait. There's loads in that thing.
Lots of fish down there now, isn't there?
Mad, isn't it? Just 2 pieces of meat, the amount of fish it can draw in. They definitely can taste it, can't they, in the water?
100%.
They like it.
100%. But you see, when I'm loose feeding out there, I'm not taking my eye off my float, and that's why I love to fish there.
Everything's very neat.
Yeah.
That looks right now to go thump.
That's what I'm waiting for. Hoink. Come on, fishies.
Meaty, thumpy bite.
Meat bite.
Gaz Skerritt styley.
Oh, yes.
Gaz was the original meat man.
He was the meat master, wasn't he, Gaz?
Even though you're not getting many liners.
There
oh, Andrew.
I nearly missed that one. So there, I put 3 pieces in that time. Put 3 pieces in that time, and that's settled for the next time, even though I don't think anything's getting to the bottom.
No.
But again, the other thing I'm doing, just making sure I'm keeping bait going in out there as well.
It's mad how little bait you need meat-wise, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like a tin.
Like literally.
It's so much bait, isn't it, for this?
You always end up like taking some back, don't you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Every time I go to, where do we go? Tunnel Barn. You take like a couple of tins, thinking, oh yeah, 'cause there's a limit. I think the limit's 2 or 3 tins, but you take the limit.
You always end up
you
coming
use
back
like
with
a
something,
quarter of it every time, and you fish it all day. You never get flipping near it.
Look at
Oh,
him.
Andrew, they're proper. Look at them.
Good
stamp
ones,
them. What are they? They're 2.5 pounds.
Yeah, definitely 2.5 pound. Can we go shallow yet? Should we have another one
No, I
there?
want one more. One more meat fish.
One more.
And then you can. Because there isn't much to it, is there? It's just that 2 pieces, plenty of timing.
Yeah.
I think your light rig was important. I didn't ask you about
Oh
that.
yeah,
when you
yeah,
were setting
definitely.
up.
So yeah, light rigs. I mean, obviously, even if it's a bit windy, you'd always try and, similar to pellet fishing, try and get away with as light rig as possible.
Yeah.
I think it makes a massive difference, actually. Do you?
Yeah. I think Bagger said it years ago and it didn't click then, but it has recently.
Yeah.
That meat is very much fished in the same way as maggots.
Yeah.
But obviously a lot less bait.
Oh,
so
look
there
at
we
that.
go, queuing.
So again, well, 4 bits in that time. Pretend it was 2 though, folks. Yeah, I got a little bit giddy. But all the time you're seeing, I'm feeding that line out there.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Oh,
Isn't
that
it?
was like very good then.
That was good, that one.
You just caught, once you land this, that's £5 in a minute and a half.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
that's it.
That's quite
Like
a
matching
steady
just
start
starting,
to a
innit,
match,
so-
isn't it, that? Oh, we had another one as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
This is £7 once you land this.
So you see, well, I'm playing the fish as well, folks. Yeah, keeping that bait going in, so important.
Yeah.
So if you've got someone like the likes of me and J Lad, you know,
Mate, I'm
next to you-
lazy. I don't feel like you feed so much better than me on shallow lines. I'm lazy, me. That's why I fish pellets.
Nah, it's what you just it's one
You're
of them.
good
Innit?
at it. You're
Is that proper carp? That's like a one that's bred in here, that, isn't it?
like a weird thing, is it?
It's not an F1, is it? That's a homebred.
You think everything's hybrid?
It is a hybrid.
Shut up.
That's a hybrid. Look, it's got little barbules. Oh no, it's not. It's an F1. Shut up, J Lad. Shut up. That was good. So that's it. That's it for that.
one more.
Oh, come on, one more,
It's
one
too
more.
quick. One more. 'Cause it's looking
I
good.
want to go shallow.
Because you've got it right now. Your routine's right.
Yeah, feed
Mate,
straight in.
That's
Well,
as fast as shallow out them last 2 have been.
oh,
It's not.
oh no, it's not. Oh, no, it's not.
It's in and under.
And this is important. That holding it, and then it's that drop at the end, isn't it? And then sometimes you get that big
Put your rig in nice on that slope, innit?
like that.
Say, you can't. I'm making you catch another
Oh, I
one.
put
because it's
6 in
good.
that time. I do apologise.
But now you've got it right. That's the hard bit, isn't it? It's getting into that routine.
Yeah,
You need to be patient, catch that fish to get into the feed, and then don't feed again.
yeah,
Because you put them on the bottom, aren't you, within 3 feeds?
yeah. How
They're not up anymore.
how do you feel about like netting them straight over the top kit?
I hate how you do it, but let's leave it.
I don't see.
I think you've got to be subtle and nice and
I don't
neat and
think
quiet netting them.
it makes a blind bit of difference in that depth of water. If it was like 2 foot there, maybe.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't think it matters.
No,
You're not having it the way you.
no, it doesn't. You can just, yeah. You like a big scoop.
I do like
You
it. I
love a big scoop.
honestly don't think it matters. Can we go shallow yet?
But no, one more.
I
Just to
really.
see, this like proper proves it, the routine you've got in.
Yeah.
I said, would you come on, and
Yeah.
sensible
Well-
Andy, would you come off this now with it being this good?
Never.
No.
But
Even though you're seeing them out there.
I'm not seeing them as I'd like. But I mean, if it went like you see them just under the surface, proper swirling,
Yeah.
you'd never come off this, would you? You know what I mean?
No, how it is now, this sort of rate.
Yeah.
Well, you've had 4 for £10, haven't you?
Yeah. But look them out there, shallow.
Yeah.
So now I'll be thinking,
What would you be worried about losing them now?
what here?
No, out
Out
there.
there.
If you weren't going on it and you were starting to see as many.
No, because obviously I'm keeping that feed routine in. What I'll be doing now is looking around for people around me.
Yeah.
Because more or less, you know, these kind of lakes, a lot of people are starting on this line or short, aren't they?
Yeah.
As soon as someone makes that first move and goes shallow and catches one straight away, that's it. You've got to,
You follow
regardless of what it's like here, because
Would you, regardless?
I would, yeah.
Because it is that bit faster and easier.
Yeah. You what? It's probably going to be pretty blooming wrong when we
No,
go on
but
it,
it's
aren't
not.
we?
No,
But
I'm agreeing with you massively.
it's like you just can't miss out on them spells when they rock up.
Yeah.
They say it's not like back in the day when you could have like 2 hours on them. It don't happen with shallow anymore. You get spells on them. 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, come off
Yeah.
it. And what we will do when we do come off it, folks, is I'm going to carry on dropping a couple of 3 bits of meat in there.
Oh, yeah. This is your,
So important.
what's it called line? It's your resting line for your shallow.
Yeah. So if I can just keep nipping back on this or like edges or whatever, just keep putting a couple of free fish in my net, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, that's going to make a difference. Right, I'm going to feed this time over my float and see what happens, Jay.
Yeah.
We get a little indication.
It's gone quiet, probably because you netted that last one.
No, mate, no. The show's gone. They're all gone shallow now, that's why. It's never ever bothered me, that.
Doesn't it?
No.
Well, I
Never.
don't think it does me, to be fair, too much. I think
don't-
they're just there, aren't they,
Yeah,
around?
especially
Like you say,
with-
as long as it's deep as well.
Especially with the depth,
That
yeah.
helps.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they whiz back in quite quick.
So no signs that time.
No. It's
But
weird,
it's-
isn't it? That little run, that happens so often like that.
Yeah.
Like a clean little spell, And I've seen the lads fishing this at Tunnel, and they stay on it all day, some of the lads, the way they fish Tunnel. They don't come off the meat line, they just fish around them with meat.
Really? So they'll have another swim there, like just keep opening up swims?
Yeah, they'll have like 2 or 3 rotating, because so often on meat you get that spell you've just had. Like it's 3, and then you go 10 minutes without. But then if you've got another one a couple of metres away, you can often drop on that and catch 2.
Right, get you.
Right weird, isn't it? I don't think they disappear far.
No.
But you can't ever catch 20 on it. Not early anyway in your first session. Maybe last hour you can.
Yeah.
But to start with, it's always a little spelly, maybe a double spell. You might get 2 lots of 4 or 5, and then it's gone, hasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And you have to either have the new line or move shallow like we're
Yeah, I mean, like I said now, I'd be off. With what's going on out there, Jay, have you seen that? Have you been looking at what's happening out there? I wouldn't be on this now.
Is that it? This is the moment that you come off it?
Yeah. I mean, well, because I've had a bite, I'd have another go on it.
Go on, do that,
But
have one more, and then we're done.
I mean, I'd have been off that. With how quick them bites were coming, folks, you've just got to sort of like relay that to, you know, obviously catching fish. And if that goes a little bit away from the norm, I mean, that was like 3 minutes for a bite, 4 minutes for a bite then.
Yeah.
Whereas you saw what happened before, you know, we had them 3 fish really quick.
Yeah, 3 in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Easy.
definitely. Oh, that plummy feeding.
You're loving that throwing it like that though now, aren't you?
Oh, mate, no.
And overhand.
I might throw darts from my left hand, get good at it. But yeah, like out there now, so what we've been fishing, 10, 15 minutes or something.
Yeah.
They're already swirling out there.
Zaya's on it.
And they are.
And this has gone a bit weird.
It has.
On it.
I mean, and that's the difference, I think, with the top anglers, Jay. The likes of, we've had them quick fish, and then we miss a bite, and I've gone back in now, I'll just try and catch one more. They'd be off that and out there.
Yeah.
That is the difference.
Too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the 2 or 3 ahead of you then, straight away.
That's it. And you can't do that with F1 fishing. You can't get behind.
No, not on the spells, how they had early in it.
You can never bring it back.
Tell you what's good on this short line here,
Go on.
in today's case, like you say, because you picked it in bang on the best place, there's no bubbles or nothing, is it?
No.
It is rock hard and lovely there where you're fishing, whereas another metre further,
oh, you're in there.
I bet you it was fizzing.
You're in the horrible stuff there, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that can be a right pain with me. It seems a really, really hard bait to fish over silt,
Yeah.
doesn't it? It's one of the worst, if anything, that they root about for it, blow it about, and you don't get bites.
It's so light and it's going all over the place, isn't it?
Yeah. This keeps them. Why you got a floaty magpie? Where's that come from?
Where?
It's going past your pole now, or is it like a seed
No,
pod
it's
or
like
something?
a little bit of a... Oh, I wasn't even looking then.
Oh, that looked carpy then. It's not.
Oh,
is it?
fed wrong. I have to feed right.
You're not going back and
There we
down
go.
here. We're all good.
Oh, yeah, fair play.
I'll let you go on you.
Look at the state of it out there. Have you zoomed in out there, Richard? It's like ridiculous out there.
Yeah, the start.
Oh, nobody.
That was in the mouth though. It was all nice,
Yeah, it
wasn't
was definitely in the mouth. Right, that's it.
I'll let you come off that.
Can I come off it now?
It is time to catch some shallow fish.
So, and obviously-
it's either time for shallow fish or time to talk about that rig in depth, depending what the boss tells us we've got
Come on,
to do.
CEO, what are we doing? What are we doing, CEO? Rig-wise, so we've just been on that short meat line, and just before we go shallow, I want to talk you through that rig and the shallow rigs, J lad. So I'm stopping feeding. Carry on feeding for me, J lad. Come on. So first things first, nice soft elastic for these F1 folks, yeah. So it's your 11s Duraslip. Obviously, when it comes angrier, you know, summertime, that's when I go slightly heavier, 13s. But at the time being, I just love using soft elastic, Jay.
It's nice, isn't it? For when there's not many corps feeding,
Yeah.
beautiful, innit?
You
You
just
can
sort of
tighten it
like,
up.
well, you've seen it, they have that one run out, and then you just give it a couple of strips, and they're right under your pole tip.
Yeah.
And then you can net them right over
Glide them in lovely.
fishing. You net
can.
them right away fishing.
Yeah, knacky your peg up.
Not a chance for it. You've seen it, straight back in them. 0.18 mainline and everything, folks. I don't think it makes a blind bit of difference. And 412s, F1 maggot. Now, this is very important, I think. We touched on it before. 412s light floats.
Yeah, nice. I think it's the fine bristles then important for me.
1.5 mils.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too much of a
1.5
thick
mil
bristle.
bristle on this one, hollow bristles, carbon stems, so it's following your bait down, but it's all about what's going on in that bottom third, and just your standard sort of tapered shotting. We've got number 9s through the rig, or the number 10s? No, they're number 9s. Are they number 9s? No, they're number 10s.
They're number 10s.
Yeah, number 10s. Sorry,
Yeah,
number 10s. I'm lying, aren't I? How dare I? So we've got 7 number 10s just through the rig, and then we have got a 0.12 4-inch hook length on a size 16 SFLB hook. So SFLB hook.
We didn't mention that. Massive that as well. Big hook.
Big hooks.
Never
Yes,
smaller than a
we
16.
didn't, did we? No, so obviously on my shallow rig we've got smaller, but yeah, I like that.
With meat, we forgot about that.
Because your
Get
hook
away
comes
with
right
big
the way
meat.
through it, you can get away with a big hook. I love using big hooks when you can.
Yeah.
Makes a difference, doesn't it?
Huge.
Definitely.
Huge. Even a 14 when it gets good enough.
Oh yeah, proper. Even on like a 6 mil piece.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, 16's hook, just so obviously your hook's coming through it and you can bury it, so it doesn't matter. That's the meat rig, nice and simple. Your standard sort of maggot rig, really, that, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
That's why I'm using that float, because it's a maggot float. It should be maggot stroke meat float, shouldn't it?
Is that what it is? You're going to get Preston's to change it?
Change
Maggot
this
stroke
float,
meat.
maggot stroke, M&M. Maggot and meat. Yeah, right, just
Maggot.
mixed it.
If you have another one, it could be maggot meat and mugging.
Right, shut up, J-Lad, I'm going to talk about my shallow rigs. Right, so my first, now, obviously, I know the fish are there, shallow folks, because I can see them just under the surface, but even so, I'm still going to go for my checker rig, what I like. Yeah, we talked about this rig loads and loads. This is the rig that I like to start off on, slapping it over, holding a tight line, seeing where them fish are through the water. Even though we know they're like that deep, but that's irrelevant. So,
Is it your Laney rig?
this is me like one, where are the fish?
Excuse
and then
me.
we just go in and extract them on other rigs. So first things first, obviously exactly the same elastic. We've got the 11's jaw on. Same main line, 0.18 on every rig. I'm not going to bore you with that. So first things first, back shot just above the float, yeah? That's what I'm going to be holding tight again. So when I slap the rig
Massive,
over,
that,
holding
innit?
everything nice and tight. I never used to bother with that, you know.
No.
But for F1s, I think it makes a I don't use it
So
for
much
carp.
difference.
F1s, I'd. In fact, yeah. Obviously
What is it? Number 8?
Number 8, single number 8. Every time I move depth, that's going to get moved up as well. But I think this makes a difference as well, this long bit of line. Obviously, when the fish get proper, like later on into the season, this will be the worst rig in the world, but it's still letting you know where the fish are.
Do you think that's a really important rig when it's sunny as well, though?
Yeah, keeping your pole tip away. And
Can be really good, can't it, that one?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, there's different things you can do with this rig as well. If the fish aren't coming, I'm going to talk about that when we get fishing, actually.
Okay.
In that, if the fish aren't coming to the noise, I'm going to do that later. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So F1 shallow float, nice little tiny carbon stem float, which is very important, and we've just got 4 number 11 stots. So every single shallow rig, folks, all stots. Every time you move depth, certainly on this one, you've got to move the shots as well, so everything's falling nice and even. And that's why stots are so much more forgiving on your line than what shots are. So I've got 1 under the float, just to cock it, just in case. Cheeky. And then obviously 3 down here, and then we've got a 4-inch 0.12 hook length on, and we've got a size 18s KKM with a banded magway.
You got a band?
I always use bands now. I never used to, I just put bait straight on hook, but the reason for this is I've had it before in the past, Jay, where I've just been mithered with small fish, or SHIT fish as you call them.
Yeah.
And then I've want to change to sort of like welling loads of casters in, or certainly pellets, and that gives me the option nice and quick just to band the pellet.
Yeah.
That's where you can change in.
I like that. Do you think it makes you miss bites off the little fish as well and not necessarily catch them
100%.
sometimes?
Absolutely 100%. And I think for me it's speed as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it
A
takes
Dave's
little
maggot
bit.
can stay in that for days, can't it?
You can catch we'll catch every single fish that we're going to catch on this
On one bait.
same maggot. But obviously you can put double maggot in it as well. You know, it's a great bait for mugging as well. Banding double
isn't it?
maggot. You know, it's fantastic.
It's
Falls nice and
Versi
slow.
hook in it with the band on.
It is. It's just so quick. I mean, it's going to take a little bit longer when I'm putting obviously that in the band and putting the bait on, but I think overall it's a hell of a lot quicker than putting the hook through.
Yeah.
The only thing that I don't like is obviously, you know, when you're putting your hook through a maggot, you can tell it's going blunt because
Yeah,
of the
you never
resistance.
find that.
Can't
That's-
tell with that. So if you're missing or bumping a few fish, just change it. Don't even think about it, just change it. So that's my first rig. That's what we're going to go in with first, folks, in a sec. To find out where the fish are, even though we know
I know where they are. They're everywhere.
Are they there?
They're like
Right. Now, obviously, I've got the only rig I've not got done up is the jigger rig, but you know, there's ways and means around that. What I've got next, if overshotting's not allowed, is my inline dibber. So once you've found what depth of fish you're at with a through the water one, that's when you come over to this bad boy, inline dibber.
You're right about that sun. It hasn't half
Oh,
dropped,
it's
hasn't it?
flipping freezing.
As soon as it goes.
So again, do you mind, Jamie? I'm trying to talk the lovely lot for it, but
I
it is
was having- I
cold.
was
Do
having
you want to put a
a
big coat on?
No, I'm all right. I'm big and
Good,
brave.
good. It's it. So what we've got, number 8 back shot, just above the float. And then what I'll be doing with this one, I will be slapping over, but it's more them little flicks, yeah? Keeping everything nice and tight here, them little lifts up and down, that's when you get the fish. And I think you can only do it, well, you can only really do it with inline floats, inline dibbers. Don't like to go too deep with them, maximum 14, 16 inches at the absolute most, but anything that 16 inches shallower is prime for like your inline dibbers. It just, if you can't overshot, this is the rig that you go on if you start missing bites on that through the water one, which you will do later on in the season, or even for today, you will start missing bites. So this is what you come on to next. Everything else remains the same, line, hook length, banded maggot, but we've got a little babby bulk there. Yeah, I can change that other rig, which I'll show you later on, what I was on about before. I can move all them stots down, but it's that, as you're lifting it out, that bait's falling so natural, fish takes it, but by the time they go to spit the bait out, you've already given it that little flick again, and that's when you get them on that upward.
Don't even see a bite.
You don't see it, but it's just, it's so good, folks. And then, so the likes of sort of partridge, tunnel allow overshotting now, does it?
Yeah, man, you got to have
You
a 4-inch lash, but you can overshot.
So there's so many venues now, obviously.
There's 6-inch lash.
They've relaxed the rules a lot of these fishes now, haven't they?
Yeah, Lindome's got free for all.
You know, Lindome, you weren't allowed to overshot there, but a lot of these fishes we go to now, folks, you're allowed to overshot. Now, when it's allowed, forget everything else, you simply cannot beat it. What you do need to do, though, is have lots of different top kits at different depths, because a couple of inches, and it's cold today, folks, but a couple of inches will make all the difference. It's massive. You know what I mean? So when I'm in a match, I'll have anything from sort of like 6 to 10 top kits. If it's like that, a little bit clearer, obviously a little bit deeper and what have you. And it's just a case of, I'm going to talk you through.
You have them all ready as well, don't you?
Yeah, they're all ready, all set up in my top kit, ready to go.
Yeah.
And you've got to. It makes such a difference. But basically, obviously, I don't think there's any fishery now where you can obviously not have an indicator on like a float or something. You must have a float on.
Nearly everywhere. Well, you might as well, because it just makes your rig versatile, isn't it, for more venues.
Yeah. If I wanted to poke it in the reeds, I could take a start off and put that float right down there and go and catch shallow and fish it normal. You wouldn't like, but you could do. You know what I mean? So elastic's a little bit softer on this one, folks. I've gone for a Tens Jura Hollow. Now the reason for that is a lot of the venues I'm fishing, they've got a load of hide in. Yeah, and I don't want to be bumping them. That 11's Jura is that little bit. It's not overly harsh, but it's a little bit harsher.
When it's new, it's a bit pokier, isn't it?
Yes,
it's
definitely.
Good for when it's good. When the F1s are rocking.
Definitely, but obviously in a short kit, incidentally we need to talk about that, don't we, short kits, just stiffen everything up. Cheeky. It does make a big difference using a hollow because it's a lot more forgiving. Little babby dibber, not an inline one, just a little babby dibber. Now that's not there for no purpose other than the fact that you've got to have an indicator on. Takes 2 number 10s that float, so I've got one more number 10 on than what it needs. So gone are the days of BBs and you're all right, mate. Freezing.
Flipping
so
freezing.
cold, folks. Gone are the days of BBs and stuff like that, and number 8s. It's all sort of like refined overshotting now. So number 10s or even number 11s sometimes, right close to the hook. And again, exactly the same as the other 2 rigs that I've just taught you through. 0.18 main line, 0.12 up length, 4 inches. And a banded magpie. Now I've only got another 2 of these. I've got 3 of them overshotted rigs, covering probably what? There's only, what are you going to give me there?
I'm going to
3
say
inches different, 4 inches
12,
different?
14 and 16 inches.
Yeah,
or
that's it.
14,
now,
16, 18 inches.
The difference it makes is ridiculous.
2 inches.
It's cold, Jay, all right, it's cold. But yeah, I'll have another 5 or 6 on top of that.
What do you go down to?
2.5 foot, 2.5 foot.
And after that, jigger.
After that, a jigger, or even like another through the water one. But that through the water one, no, I wouldn't through the water. Jigger.
Carpies that have through the water, not F1s.
Yeah, no, not F1s. But what we focus on, that is what I'd use wherever I'm going. F1s are anything shallow apart from carp. You catch carp on that one, don't get me wrong. That's your carpy one. If there's carp in a venue, mixed with F1s.
Yeah.
But the others, you don't really catch carp on them. You get the odd accident, don't you?
Yeah, it's not a...
But it's not a carpy method. And
especially not down middle.
The ones who get the most out, the anglers that get the most out of it are the ones that are busiest. So
that's what you're going to demonstrate now. How
100%.
quickly you have to change.
So it's literally how quick you'll get into rhythm, how quick it is. As soon as that changes, 30 seconds without a bite, come back, go a little bit deeper. If you don't
bored of that.
You know what I mean?
It's a trout farm out there now.
Oh, come on, let's get going. Let's get going.
Right, you lads, very, very sorry to interrupt your video watching.
How dare you?
Quickly, if you haven't already noticed, we have managed to write a book, haven't we?
Yes, we have,
Which
Jamie.
is full of all our very bestest methods and features or whatever else we do on this wonderful subject of fishing. So if you haven't had a look already, go and have a look at winningways.shop and buy one for yourself.
There appears to be 1 or 2 fish shallow. From when we're talking through them rigs, J-Lad's been feeding the swim, it's fair to say.
We fed it well. We fed them well.
J-Lad has fed it well. So, obviously, if I had them like that...
You ain't going in on that findy outy rig now.
I can't go in on that one. I can't, it's just... There's too many there. But
visually seeing them really, really shallow.
If you were like it was before, when I was on that meat line, I was getting the odd swirl, 100% I'd be going in with that through the water one. But when it's like this, folks, look, I'll feed a bit of bait and hopefully we'll see him. I mean, that is just, you can see him just under the surface.
Yeah. Joking aside though, it's solid, yes, because we've left them.
Yeah.
I bet you once you cut two, they're not.
5 minutes, yeah, 5-10 minutes, they'll be like, you know, they'll find the depth where they want to be at, and then that's when we've got to choose the right rig to correspond with that. And it might even be that through the watery one might be the bestest rig.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But deal with the chaos first then.
Right, come on. So I'm
What
going to
you
go
getting
straight in. Inline dibber. I'm not going to go over
a
shot
little
first.
bit of length of line on it.
Inline dibber. I'm going to shallow that up a little bit so it's half and half. So what's
How deep's
that?
that?
4 inches. That's 8 inches. Yeah, 9 inches. Like half and half. Even that's going to be too deep. I could tuck that float right down, but I still want to give myself the best chance of hooking them with that little bulk. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what I want. So
I'm predicting 3 seconds.
once you've got them there feeding, so this is the feeding one now. Obviously, you'll see and appreciate loose feeding is not everyone's cup of tea. Now,
What do you mean loose feeding? By
Loose
hand?
feeding as opposed to catapulting.
Yeah.
Now, have I changed? Like, when I'm at this short distance, obviously the wind's not too bad, I'll always prefer to loose feed over catapulting. But what it can do is...
You're very, very good at it as well, though.
Oh, gee, I'm just going to go all over the place.
No,
now,
but you're
though.
not. You can throw maggots further than anyone in the world. No matter what Bagger says. Bagger said he's the maggot daddy throwing them. He's not, is he?
No, he's
we
not.
know you're.
He just had the wind on his back.
And
He only
that's-
said it to wind me up anyway. So I'd always prefer to loose feed, but the trouble with loose feeding is, over catapulting is, you can just get too giddy with it. I've done it myself loads.
Yeah.
You know, you can just keep that hand in that tub, and keep windmilling baiting. Catapulting slows you down, and the accuracy's much better in it with a
Yes.
catapult. So it's one of them. Obviously, going over there somewhere, if it was really bright, then you'd have to do that. But for today's purposes, I'm just going to pick a pinch of maggots up, and we're just going to feed it, just going to loose feed it. We don't need to put loads in. Once you've got the fish there, it's all about it's all about getting them competing, folks. Yeah, don't need to put loads in. So just before you go out, we'll just ship
Oh,
some.
there was a ghosty one there.
Oh, was there?
Yeah,
So
well,
just
you
like put it
catch
on top, see if one takes it. But it will.
Fish
Some
properly,
roll it
come
down. Fish properly. Oh, he had it then as well. So what I'll do first is slap it over, and then it'd be a case of just lifting that float out and dropping it.
Oh my God.
That is absolutely ridiculous. I think there's too many there.
Too many in your pack.
Slap it over there. Let's go away from the shore a little bit.
That's not even in the mouth.
I don't even think he's in the mouth. No, let's go in
Well,
again.
you just got to
But
deal with it.
it'll calm down. It'll calm down a bit. There we
with
go.
the chaos. Is that
That's
woodpecker?
in the mouth. That's in the mouth.
That's woodpecker.
Woodpecker.
Him flying away.
Oh yeah. It'd be like greeny, whitey, red one.
Yeah, it was a.
Not the green one. The white and black and red one.
Someone shouted at us for these.
What woodpecker? Lesser spotted.
It's a lesser spotted, not a great. I can't remember.
These are just. So you'll see when I'm playing the fish, I'm keeping that bait going in. You must keep that bait going in while you're playing the fish. Because if you imagine like being a bit further out as well, you've got someone like me or Jay or Bagger next year, we're going to be nicking your fish if you're not feeding. You
Yes.
simply must keep
Very
that bait
aggressive,
going in.
isn't
Look
it?
at that, Jamie. He's nailed it as well.
Has he?
He's proper nailed it. Proper. Come on. Let me have him out there. But that's the beauty of that banded maggot. It's straight back in business again.
Yes.
Now what will happen, I'd imagine a couple of more fish, everything's going to start to calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how we want it.
They will. You've created the biggest amount of competition you possibly could by prepping
Definitely.
it almost, haven't you?
Definitely. So put some maggots in again, get to your distance, single slap over, and then I'll go straight to them little flicks. I don't think that was in the mouth.
They'll calm
Them
down
little
a
flicks.
sec.
It will calm down. It's them little flicks there. You saw him come up and have it.
Yeah. These are like literally 6 inches deep at the
It's
minute, aren't they?
ridiculous, yeah. So what I'll do next is I'm gonna shallow that float down. He's on. You see,
Beautiful.
every time it's on that lift. Yeah.
Yeah.
As you're dropping it down.
You're not going to get a bite.
No, you
on.
don't. Yeah, don't need to. That's the beauty of this. You know what I mean? Even slapping, you're not going to have the same response as what you would with this. Definitely not. And it's just, you see how quick it is. It's just ridiculous. And this is why you can do such a silly weight in a short space of time. It's just frightening. Bang on about it all the time, don't I? But it's the quickest way of fishing.
Yeah.
I'm just going to shallow that down a little bit.
You need such a spell. If you get a half-hour spell at this,
Yeah.
you're putting 60, 70 pound in the net.
Oh,
With this stamp as well that we've got on this lake today on Panama.
absolutely ridiculous. So again, I've shallowed that. I've brought my float right down to my shots now.
You're still not fishing though, you're not fishing your float ever, it's just
No.
in, jiggle, clunk.
You saw one there then. That can make a difference. That little bit of a, there you go. That little bit of a,
Level
that little bit of a tap. You see, I'm feeding that meat as well still. Yeah. Obviously, don't get too good at it because they might go. You know what I mean? I've seen it like this before, even in matches.
Yeah.
You know they do. Yeah, go on, the ids. We knew we'd get an id, didn't we?
How old? They're old as well, aren't they? Them.
We see the size of these. Look at that beauty.
Oh, he's still pretty as well. He's not ugly yet.
Look at them. That's £2. That.
Oh, wow. That's like a monk haulid.
I thought they'd all gone, them, J lad.
Still an odd, isn't it? Oh.
You're going in there.
Do you think they're original Panama ids?
Definitely.
There were none left in Suez, were there?
No, none left in Suez whatsoever. So I've shallowed that float right up now, folks, to like right above me up them. So we're probably fishing, what, 7 inches, something like that? 7, 8 inches. So it's all about that. The other thing that I think makes a difference, and I've talked about it loads, is colour your hook bait as well.
You like all that, don't you?
I love it all. It's in my head, it makes a difference for me. So
when you're buying your bait,
you're
buying maggots for a shallow fishing do. What colour are you buying?
So if it's
and how much?
Summertime,
5 hour match.
A 5 hour match,
yeah.
I'd get, you need a pint an hour, but I'd get 6 pints just in case.
Yeah.
Obviously check fishery rules. Summertime I'd go like 4 white, 2 red.
Would you?
Yeah. Wintertime I'd do...
Mostly red.
Yeah, mostly red, odd white. Hey, have a ghosty one.
Oh,
go on the ghosty ones. So don't get too ahead of yourself, make sure you keep that bait going in, folks, yeah? He just wrapped himself around the line, wasn't ready then. He's not far looked, he's just wrapped himself.
It's just wrapped. Oh, he is a pasty one, isn't he?
Look at him.
Like a blondie one.
Beautiful.
That's like nearly 10 out of 10, isn't it?
Nearly, J lad. Nearly. I want to show them all the rigs.
3 or 4?
He's what?
3. You had 3 £6 in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. I want to show them all the rigs. What should I do? Show the other rigs? Or?
Catch a couple of these. Go on.
Let's just catch a couple of these.
We'll wade him through. Catch 2 more on this really quick because you're motoring.
It's so good, isn't it? So good. But that's the thing, that feeding. Now, obviously, you can't get too ahead of yourself, as I say, with that feeding. If it wasn't right, if it's too windy, then 100% what I'll be doing is feeding through a catapult. Now, you'll notice the stances change how I'm fishing as well. Long pole, you know, it's under over both knees, your pole. Whereas when you're fishing shallow, just have it over one knee and then keep your hand in your bait tub. So you can just keep that bait going in. I purposely don't want to feed past where I'm fishing either.
See, these are changing
it's
already,
changing now. So
yeah.
this is where like the likes of your baggers and that, a proper, that might be foul up that.
Yeah. Like next fish, will you go in different?
Proper on it, yeah, definitely.
I'm liking that. And watch how you're going to change something now, probably depth, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And watch how quick, like that took, I'm not going to say it took a long time, it took 15, 20 seconds to get a fish.
It can potentially take a long time if it's foul up though, you know what I mean? So I'm going to put that up 4 inches.
No, don't be playing it to get the bite, to actually hook it.
Yeah.
That took a bit, and that wasn't in the mouth by the looks.
No.
Watch how quick, it's amazing, isn't it? How quick you get this next bite.
Yeah.
I know what's going to happen. You just drop it in, and it's going to be on as soon as you've made a change.
Ridiculous. Every time you change, or you've got to do something, and that's what makes the difference. I want to put white maggot on as well.
Put white one, catch it over the head.
White one. It's pretty clear, isn't it? It's mad, isn't it, when you get things like that in your head?
Yeah.
Reality is, it probably don't make a blind bit of
no
difference.
No difference whatsoever.
But for me, folks, it does. You watch, I'll catch another head. So again, it's this. This is one, not feeding. Keeping that going in. Yeah, not going past it. Single slap over, and then just them little lifts and drops. And if it doesn't happen,
I need a fast bite to prove me right.
Straight away there. It will do. Oh, he was on then.
He's off on.
Yeah. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, mad the difference. Even though it's took it on sort of like on that drop, if you like, where your hook length's really sort of.
Yeah, but it's in the mouth.
Yeah.
Whereas on the last rig, you didn't have a bite for a little bit.
No.
And it is. It's never the biggest mentality to have, isn't it? Is you can't have the I'll get one in a sec mentality.
No.
It's
come
change
back,
something.
Change it. I was just about to blooming up that one, didn't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as something out of the norm happens, just come back, change it.
Do you think the cleverer the fish get and the more you give them a clattering, the littler your runs every time you change?
Definitely.
Like you might catch 4 or 5 now, mightn't you?
I've always said, like back in the day, that's why I used to leave it. And then you could have an hour or two on them easy, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Now it seems to be 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you get on them. 15, 20 minute spells. Every time
so
it's on
good, isn't it?
It's like ridiculous. But what you can't do is neglect it and just get out of feeding that as well. Obviously, appreciate match conditions, you have other swims on the go.
Well, would you? That's what we're on about a match now.
So
what else would you have on the go?
Do you know what a change for me? I'd have other swims on the go is the weather. So if it was really bright, I'd always look to start there, even if it was bright.
Because you'd want a run there.
You
and
always
you'd
have a
still
rub.
want a secondary shallow line potentially.
Definitely. Edges, things like this, stick-ups, folks. As long as you've got the depth, 3 foot plus, that's a nice
Yeah,
one.
that's a big one.
As long as you've got the depth, you're always going to catch. You're always going to catch like there when it's bright.
Proper then.
But even a cross, you know what I mean? A cross just screams out fish, doesn't it? The
Yes,
state of that, J-lad.
that's 3.5 pound.
He's
That.
nailed
Nearly
it,
4 pound.
Absolutely nailed it. Do you know why? You know why I had that one?
Wait,
White maggot, isn't it, folks? You know what I mean? White maggot.
fat boy like the white
Absolutely.
one.
But at the minute, like, you wouldn't change anything. It's odd, like, little... Well, they're not like bites you're missing because you're not really...
You
really
can't be
striking
more
at
efficient
bites,
than
am I?
you are being yet.
No. The only thing that had changed for me now, folks, is obviously if I start foul hooking the odd one, or if I start not getting bites, and obviously you're going to go a little bit
Yeah.
deeper.
With every cast, the peg changes, doesn't it?
Yeah,
We're seeing so many more less visual fish now in the peg.
yeah, definitely.
What you like? What you feeding? You want to feed bang on your float, or do you want to feed
No,
short?
no, I don't want to feed like I've just done there. Yeah, I want to feed on my float or this side of it.
Yeah, you want
what
to
I
try
wanna
and be at the
feed.
back of it.
Yeah.
Standardy.
But that's why, if you notice, I've got this section behind me. I'll always have a section behind me, so every now and again, I'll just push out, and usually you pick up a quick one if you just go that little bit further out.
Yeah.
I don't want to be feeding out there. But what
Hey, that's your run though today.
you go.
It was like 3-4 fish, wasn't it?
See what I mean?
And the next cast, it'll take even longer to get a bite.
Yeah,
But you can tell it's even as solid as it looks.
you've still got to keep in touch with them, haven't you?
So many little things you need to change, innit?
Definitely. So with that one, I went a little bit further down my section, and we had that one straight away.
Yeah.
Even though it's too early to do all that, you know what I mean?
Oh, Andrew.
It's usually bigger ones, isn't it? It is usually bigger ones that like pass your bait.
Size of them.
Jay lad, is this your new favourite? Look at you.
Look, that's £4 easy. Them last two have gone £8.
Like absolutely ridiculous. Right, Jay, I want to change something. I wouldn't,
Oh, Andrew.
but I want to show you potentially how much quicker it can be.
Yeah,
But
you're
I
feeling
wouldn't.
it.
I mean, this is quick enough.
Yeah.
This
I'd
is
be
quick
up.
enough. I wouldn't be changing anything in the match, but obviously
You still would change depths on that, wouldn't you? But you
Oh
wouldn't
yeah,
change the
yeah,
rig at the
definitely
minute.
on that rig. But how it is, you know, it's more than fast enough, isn't it? I think
Yeah.
this is going in too deep, but we'll see. We'll see.
That's what you're doing.
I'm going overshotted.
Overshotted.
Overshotted. I think it's too deep. That was no good.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
feeling
it's a
that.
little bit too deep, but who knows? Flick past it. And what we're looking to do with this is let it. There we go. No, not too deep, was it? That was a little bit quicker one.
Oh, I hate fishing. It's just,
It sorts it out, doesn't it? Obviously,
I'd
all
have
them
to do
come
that.
in-
It was going so well till you did that.
Yeah, but this is
yeah.
why. This is why we've got to show it, Jay.
It is.
You think you're
Nothing
catching-
competes, does it, when it goes?
You think you're catching quick enough, and then you can just catch twice as quick.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just-
scary, isn't it, how fast that goes?
Ridiculous. But you've got to keep in touch with them, folks. Yeah, it's so important that you've got other rigs on the go with this. The size of these, man. Oh, Jamie.
Yeah.
Proper
£10
chunky.
free fish. Done.
Oh yeah,
Easy.
easy. And that's on a red maggot. That's why it was a bit smaller. But yeah, no, it's just you just keep in touch with them that way. Even though you'd think like, well, that other rig, I'm getting one a chuck on that. Why,
With
why
that, your
bother
shotting
changing?
always the same, just bulk on your hook length.
Just a bulk, yeah. So literally
4
one
inch
more.
judges sometimes go a little bit bigger.
I go a longer up length sometimes, you know.
Yeah, like
There
a
you
little
go.
whack.
That's pretty quick. That,
No.
You're loving this, folks. I am absolutely adoring this.
You're not fishing. Like you're fishing for half a second and then all you do is playing fish.
Yeah, it's
Isn't it?
amazing, isn't it?
Feeding and playing fish.
It's amazing, Jay. It's so good, but you can see how much softer this elastic is. Just in
This
case
is a
you start
glidey one.
catching
You're
it.
gonna. Oh yes, that was beautiful. That's how you need to net them like that, isn't it? Pull them round, net them, done. Yeah, £3.
Jay, lad.
Silly them, Andrew. Wow.
But joking, you know, this rig just destroys. If you're allowed to do it, folks, you've simply got to do it. And obviously, how quick is it? You know, when everything's on the go, banded magwire, banded whatever, I just don't think you can beat it. It's so good. But even this, you know, you've seen how quick we're getting bites now. As soon as that sort of changes, then that's when you need to go a little bit deeper. See, I've not had one as quick this time. So it might be that we just need to go a little bit deeper, or maybe not. It's still as quick
was
as
still-
that,
yeah.
that inline dibber one, wasn't it? That. One
was-
thing's for sure, though, folks, it'll not last, innit?
No.
It never lasts. You've got to keep changing.
What's your
things.
options? I don't think we're going to get to show it going rubbish because
No.
we're the only one sat on a lake.
Yeah,
But what would you do when it does fizzle out? And because your first step obviously is to go through your rigs to find out if they've changed depth.
yeah,
isn't it? You'll go a little bit deeper with an overshotted,
Yeah.
and then what would you do? Would you go to your thinky abouty rig to
I'd
try and see
definitely
if
go
there's
for
any in your peg?
Through the water one, see what's there.
Yeah.
And as soon as you like wallop that over a few times, over sort of like probably a minute, or not even a minute, 30 seconds, you don't get any bites, you know there's nothing there, so you're coming off it. You don't want to go back on that whatsoever. So that's when you'd come off it, prime it, and the fact that there's no pressure on that swim, they're back within minutes, aren't they? 10, 15 minutes sometimes, then you can go back on it and then have another run of sort of 15, 20 minutes if you like.
Yeah.
And it just goes like that then, just repeating the process if you like. It's just ridiculous how it is when they're on it proper. Absolutely. There we go.
Is that what?
So
That felt like it took longer. That was 7 seconds. And that felt like it took longer to get a bite.
Yeah, but it's clean now though, isn't it?
Oh.
So before on that inline dibber, we get odd miss bite, odd foul lucky, you don't get any of that.
There's none, is there? It's just fishing.
I don't know why it's not allowed everywhere, I really don't. So what we were on about before as well, longer uplands. I think that can make a difference on clearer venues because it falls that much more natural.
Yeah.
You know what I
Maybe
mean?
when you're a bit deeper as well, a bit more wafty.
Yeah, I think it just acts a lot more natural in the water. But when it's carnage and there's lots there,
Yeah.
you can't beat this. Look at the state of them all, Jay.
What would you say you're on, an 18 or 16? Oh my God. The proper tanks as well, aren't they?
Just,
I'm going to catch a load then tomorrow at Old Off.
they're bigger than that at all off.
They're like £12 a piece on the Big Macs, aren't they?
It's just, what were you saying before, Jay?
Don't know. I was impressed with how quick it was. I'm going to do it again.
Oh yeah.
Felt like it took longer that, and
There's
it
not
was.
as many coming up now though, is there? You
No,
know
but
what I mean?
it's because you've nailed 10 of them already.
Definitely not as many coming up in the water now.
4.
There's not much more to go for it really, is there?
You can't put a normal rig in that fast.
You can't. You can't.
That was 4.5 seconds that took.
Well, let me put the other rig on then and just show you how
Ugh.
even inefficient that can be then, that inline dibber. Even though it's quick,
Yeah.
I just want to...
It's 20 seconds a bite, innit?
Let's finish on that one then. And obviously that over 5 hours, if it's taking a little bit longer, on a rig that you think appears solid, it just shows you the difference with these overshotted ones.
It is. It's seconds are making the difference.
Yeah.
But if I give you another 10 minutes at the end, at this rate, 10 minutes is nearly £30,
Oh mate,
isn't it?
just, yeah, ridiculous.
It is. I keep giving you £2. They're not. They're
Everyone.
flipping £3. They're 2.5 to 3, all of them,
Stunning.
aren't they?
Nailed it as well. It just, I don't want to put it on, but I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to put the other rig on. The other thing that we've not really touched on as well, Jay, this style of fishing, this short, close ranges, short kits and short 3s or 4s, depending on what pole you've got, just stiff.
Yeah, you love all that, and you're stiff as possible.
Yeah, and landing at handles. How much of a difference is a stiff and
Shorty, nice one,
short,
innit? Yeah.
stiff? But
That's the only
landing
time we
nets-
use a 3 metre, innit?
Yeah, definitely. But I think landing nets as well, you know, with the big mesh through, so you can really sort of cut through the water. But
Yeah.
that's if you're like netting like that way. Right, so we'll go back on this one, put that a little bit deeper, and it won't take as long. So what we're averaging on that one then? Sort of 5 or 6 seconds?
Well, we had 3 casts and they were all between 4 and 7 seconds.
Let's see what this one's like then. Even though it's good, it's solid, I don't think it'll be as quick. It's not, is it?
No.
But even though it's good,
It's just this jiggling about in it, this faffing.
I'd have had one on by now, not the rig,
Yeah.
wouldn't I? Because I've got a white maggot on.
Unreal, innit?
There we
Yeah,
go.
I've done. That was 20 seconds.
I mean, it's still good, isn't it?
But it's the time you're saving. Oh, I know we're doing it quick, so it's not an average. But that's 15 seconds of cast you're saving just on a rig.
Flipping heck.
Yeah?
Ridiculous.
Just stupid. Do you know what I mean? So every 4 casts, you're saving yourself or losing a minute of fishing. Yeah?
Mad.
It's every 4 casts. But you're going to get more than 10. You're going to get like 15, 20, 25 minutes technically more fishing by being just on the right rigs.
Yeah, definitely.
Aren't you?
Definitely.
And that's, what sort of weight's that today?
Oh,
You had £60 in half an hour here today.
it's like monk all weights and it's silly weights. Here.
Oh,
Do you know what I
mate.
mean? I just...
Go on,
There's
one,
nothing-
nail one more. One more
more.
overshot one, just
One more
to show
overshot,
that it's
just
not
to show
a
it is quicker.
coincidence.
So, you have got to check your rig every time as well, folks, because your stops obviously will move up and slide around. You want to go, don't you?
I do, but I don't want to get all wet and minging, so I might just catch
I'll
one.
unhook 'em for you. I'll unhook 'em for you. So, in splosh,
I wasn't timing that then, but it's
There
on,
we
isn't
go.
it?
That's
Of course it's on.
quicker. It was definitely quicker, folks.
Oh,
wasn't
that was like 6-7 seconds at the most.
it? Just.
Uh,
Why
again,
can't I have it like this in a
it's-
match, Jay?
It's not like this all day, is it?
No.
I'm focusing on the best spells as well, making the most. That's what it is.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
most of your best spells, which
Oh.
is what you have to do, innit? Because
Yeah.
you're never gonna get 5 hours of this. You're just not. You're gonna be
Never.
off it, resting it, swapping up.
It is like we've touched upon. It is spells, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
spells of
But if you get
15,
an hour
20 minutes.
doing it perfectly on the right rig,
Yeah.
being as efficient as possible, as opposed to the bloke next to you, who's on fishing shell exactly the same, but he's maybe not on the right rig.
Yeah,
You can put £20 more than him in the net within that one little feeding period of half an hour.
definitely.
Scary in it, doing it right.
And then
That's
obviously you might think you're doing it right because you're having a great day. Look what's happened with the difference in the rigs. If you're doing it proper right, which is what we've showcased,
Yeah.
as you've said,
Nothing competes
nothing
with that.
beats it. Nothing.
No, it's impossible.
It's just
isn't it?
ridiculous. So
But I was very jealous. That was a lovely display
I
of
love
short
that. I
F1
want to do
fishing.
it all over again. Can we not just do another one as well, Rich? And then we can do it all over again.
Yeah, get the jigs out. Let's do them next.
So good.